Participants
If participants have questions, they can ask. Questions from the participants. We covered so far the first part, the elements of writing, and after this break and your questions, interactions, we'll continue with the second part, abstract writing, and how to write a research paper. Before that, I wait for your questions, queries, doubts. Please.
Sir, excuse me.
Huh.
Sir, while writing a research paper, can a writer use the term, the researcher found that?
Yes.
Shall we?
Yes.
Shall
yes.
we use that?
Yes, researcher found that can be used, and this is the way you neutralize your tone. Instead of saying we can say that, instead of saying I say that, I found that, it is always better to say the researcher has found that or researcher found that. This is acceptable and correct.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Correct.
Thank you.
Hmm. I'm waiting for your questions, queries. Are there any questions?
participants, please ask question on the topic.
You can ask me in Marathi, Hindi. Maraठी आणि हिंदी मध्ये सुद्धा विचारू शकता तुम्ही.
No anyone?
हा काही प्रश्न असतील तर मराठी हिंदी मध्येही प्रश्न विचारू शकता. चव्हाण सर, काय सूचना काय आहेत माझ्यासाठी? आपण पहिलं सेशन थोडं जास्त वेळ घेतलंय मी. हाँ चव्हाण सर,
प्रश्न हो तो
हाँ चव्हाण सर, माझा आवाज क्लिअर येतोय ना? ओके. माझ्यासाठी काही सूचना, काही वेळेचं काही व्यवस्थित चाललंय, आवाज क्लिअर येतोय?
प्रश्न नसेल तर मग कंटिन्यू करू शकता.
हा नाही, तिथे चॅट बॉक्स मध्ये काही सजेशन्स असतील, मी शेअर करत असल्यामुळे चॅट बॉक्स इथे मला विजिबल नाहीये. तुमच्याकडे काही पार्टिसिपेंट्स करून काही सजेशन्स आलेले असतील तर प्लीज मला कळवा. मीडियम ऑफ instruction or anything. काही मराठी हिंदी बोलण्याची काही गरज नाही ना मध्ये? ऍज
नाही सर, असं काही नाही.
ओके ओके. काही प्रश्न आहे का तिकडून मेसेजेस मध्ये? नाही ना?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes,
sir,
yes.
excuse me. Sir, I
Please,
have written a literary review paper, sir. In that key findings and suggestions there, I wrote one point. The government should focus on plans to improve digital learning among higher education teachers. Is it right or is this an overstatement, sir? Shall I repeat?
Please repeat.
The government should focus on plans to improve digital learning among higher education teachers.
Okay, you are from education.
In my key findings and suggestions, I have written this, but my friends told that this is an overstatement. How can I?
You are. This is the part of a research paper or thesis?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Research paper.
Research paper. What is the title of your research paper?
Actually,
are you from education department?
sir, I am doing my research, sir, PhD. This is the
PhD in education, I guess. Education.
general, sir. ELT.
ELT. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. This
Actually,
is not. See, this is not an overstatement.
Okay,
If it is the part of your PhD thesis, as a part of your conclusion chapter, there in general conclusions you can include this statement as one of your general conclusions. This is not specific. This is not an overstatement, and it is okay. No problem. You can include it in your thesis as a general conclusion.
yeah. Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Do they need break? Chavan sir, should we take some 5-minute break or continue?
Sir, to be continued, please.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Chavan sir, may I continue now with the remaining part?
Sir. Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. चव्हाण सर मध्ये आवाज तर क्लिअर आहे ना, काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही आहे?
काहीच नाही सर, क्लिअर आहे.
Okay, thank you. Dear participants, students, we continue with the remaining part of our today's second session, and as we planned, we have 3 subtopics from writing skills. The first was elements of writing. Second is abstract writing, and the third one is writing a research paper. In the first session, we concluded the elements of writing, and I tried to unveil some of the secrets of good writing, including cohesion as one of the crowning characteristics of a good piece of writing. And now we move to abstract writing and writing a research paper. Abstract writing and writing a research paper. As we have 30 minutes, we should cover all the subpoints as planned in the presentation. And at the end of this presentation, you can ask me your doubts, questions. I continue for 30 minutes on abstract writing and writing a research paper. Dear students, an abstract is also called a synopsis. An abstract is also called synopsis. And synopsis, as it is a Greek word, has been a loan word into English. Synopsis is a common word used for depending on occasion. It is also called proposal, abstract, synopsis. For research grants and fellowships or research projects, you write a research proposal. That research proposal is also a kind of an abstract. And second type of abstract or synopsis is your proposal, your summary, your plan for PhD, MPhil or postgraduate research project. First, remember, a thesis, a dissertation or project report, they are all types of report, and the tools and techniques of report writing are applicable to writing a thesis, writing a dissertation, or a project report. An abstract or a synopsis is a summary of your research plan. When you apply for a fellowship, for a fellowship or a grant from UGC or ICSSR, as this workshop is being funded by ICSSR and jointly organized by the Department of English, Rajarshi Shahu Mahavidyalaya, they wrote the proposal to the ICSSR, and that proposal is also a kind of abstract. Or when you apply for a minor research project or major research project, that too is a kind of an abstract, a kind of a synopsis. There also you need, you are supposed to write a synopsis. You are supposed to write an abstract of your proposal, of your plan. And I have here summarized most commonly used format for a synopsis writing. And synopsis writing, the first point begins with title. The most important thing. How should be the title of a PhD thesis? Or see, you visit the website Shodh Ganga and you have thousands of titles. You type a name and advanced search will give you the results with results in thousands. Before you finalize your title or your topic, it is better to visit the Shodh Ganga website or Shodh Gangotri and read at least 100 or 1,000 titles. Reading 100 or 500 titles from the website will give you an idea of the finalized titles and what makes a good title, what makes a good title of a thesis or dissertation. How should be a good title? A good title should be suggestive, number one. Number two, a good title should be apt. And Number 3, a good title should be suitable. A good title should be suggestive, apt, suitable, or you call it an appropriate one. And see, at the initial stage of your research process, you are asked to write synopsis. And once you complete your research, then also you call it initial synopsis and final synopsis. There is a difference. And one misconception should be cleared at the very beginning, that there is a difference between initial synopsis and final synopsis, or initial abstract and final abstract. See, when you register for PhD or MPhil as a researcher, you write an initial abstract or synopsis, and this initial synopsis is your tentative plan for your research process. Underline tentative. It can change over a period of time, after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. There you have the liberty to change your initial plan. You are not given the freedom to choose the title, but the stages, the methods, the tools and techniques of research, even the chapter scheme you finalized in the initial plan, can be changed with the consent and permission of your research supervisor in the process of carrying out the research. Most of the times, many researchers find it difficult. See, at the time of writing initial abstract, the researchers are over enthusiastic, emotional, and in the spur of emotion, they go for a wrong topic or wrong title, or there are deadlines where chapter scheme is given, and the research guides, they say that you cannot change the number of titles or the number of chapters or names of chapters. The only thing, as the researchers, remember that after your confirmation of the title, you are not given the freedom to change a single alphabet. I am not saying word. You have no freedom to change the single alphabet, letter of alphabet from the title of your research. But you are given the freedom not affect the title, right? This is very important distinction between initial synopsis and final synopsis, right? So title should be apt, suggestive, suitable, and appropriate. Then second point is all abstracts begin with introduction. And introduction is a kind of an exposition on the title. It defines the area, the sub-branch of your main subject, and it exposes your topic, your title for the research. Then third point is statement of the problem. You statement of the problem is, it can be in 3-4 paragraphs for a PhD thesis. For MPhil and postgraduate project reports, it can be a single lengthy paragraph of say 20 sentences is sufficient for statement of the problem. Here you define the gap, why and what of your study. You define here what is already in existence and why you define the gap between the existing knowledge and your interpretation or your study in your this research is elaborated in statement of the problem. Then number 4 is called by different names. Social sciences prefer to call it significance of the research. Linguistics call it rationale. Sometimes it is called justification. And this point is an explanation to the question, why did you choose this topic? Usually asked in the RACs and RRCs, Research Allocation Committee meetings and Research and Recognition Committee meetings. You are asked a typical question, why did you choose this topic? And your justification, rationale, your answer comes here in the point number 4. Then number 5, the subject, the sub-branch and your area of study should be delimited. For which area, for which region, what is the scope of your study and what are the limitations of your study. Scope means what are you going to study, and limitations means what is not, N-O-T, what is not the part of your study should be clearly defined in this part of your synopsis or abstract. The next is review of literature, an important and indispensable part of synopsis writing. Review of literature. A review is the past study up to the present. Past study may not be on this topic, but in the area of study under which your title comes. This can be in the form of PhD work done before. It can be research papers. They can be books, periodicals, magazines, or any kind of maybe movies, audio, video literature. All kinds of literature done before on your topic, on your area under study should be summarized here with proper acknowledgement. The review of literature, your percentage in anti-plagiarism software increases here. So don't see review of literature, it should be minimum. There can be thousands of researchers in your area. Don't go for enlisting and summarizing all the 100 or 1000 PhD theses in your area. Specific, related, direct to your topic. 20 to 25 sources should be summarized here. Review of literature. If you go for lengthy summarization of review of literature, it will increase the percentage of while going for anti-plagiarism software. Then objectives of research, 5 to 7, three objectives are also sufficient. In the initial synopsis, you can write 3 to 5. You can increase the number of objectives in the final synopsis. Objectives of the research and they begin with specific action verbs. Objectives of while drafting the objectives of research, take care your objectives begin with action verbs: to investigate, to study, to probe into, to review, to study, to assess, to evaluate. All these are action verbs. And next is operational definitions of terms. all titles, all topics of PhD and MPhil or other projects, they have key terms and they should be clearly defined in operational definitions of terms. And then number 9 is hypothesis. And this is the point where researchers find it difficult to draft the hypothesis. Hypothesis. This is the singular word and plural is SES. Hypotheses. This is the plural of hypothesis. Like synopsis, this is also a Greek word. Greek from etymologically has come down to English from Greek into English. A loan word. Hypothesis is a tentative conclusion. And all body of knowledge, see, all research begins with a hypothesis. You all know that it is a tentative conclusion which requires experimentation, which requires testing. Hypothesis is an unproved theory, unproven theorem or dictum. Hypothesis is formulated at the beginning of a research process only on the basis of observation. Scientific method has a great tradition from Plato, Aristotle, Dalton, Mendeleev, Galileo, Copernicus, Ptolemy, and the modern scientist Albert Einstein. The scientific method has the great tradition, and all these scientists, what did they have in common is that their research process began with observation. Observation is the first stage. And on the basis of observation, initial observation, scientists and researchers like us, we formulate a tentative theory which needed testing, which needed further study, which needed experimentation, which needed data to be collected, analyzed, and to prove the hypothesis. So, initial observation leads the researcher to formulate a hypothesis, which is a tentative conclusion, a temporary theory. It can end in a null hypothesis. Hypothesis can be, after testing and experimentation, it can be proved wrong afterwards. But as per the research methodologically, if you perform a bibliometric study of the Indian PhD thesis submitted across all the 1,000 universities in India, 99% PhD researchers prove that their hypothesis is proven correct. This is a hypothesis in itself. It is my observation. What is the observation? There are 1,040 universities in India. Thousands of researchers are doing PhD, and in all these PhD thesis reports, 99% initial hypothesis remains as it is, and it is proven correct. This is the tentative conclusion, which helps us to guess about the quality of research that is being carried out in India. It is taken. You know, the Times ranking has recently published, and no single is a different part. And as we are running short of time, I will not talk about it. So hypothesis is a tentative conclusion. Then research methods or methodology to be used is enlisted in writing a synopsis. Type of research you define. For a research grant proposals, time schedule and year-wise breakup of when and how research will be completed, and the budget for financial assistance for fellowships for PhD and MPhil, the point number 11 and 12 is not needed. Then organization of the report or chapter outline, or you call it chapterization. It is also called the chapter scheme. And bibliography or references are given in abstract. And last one, appendix is an optional element. All synopsis, all abstracts do not require appendix, or this is in final thesis, as a part of thesis, your abstract or synopsis may not need an appendix. So these are the steps. These are this is the format for writing an abstract or synopsis. May it be initial abstract or synopsis or final synopsis. Then how to write a research article. The elements of writing we discussed so far, and the parts of abstract writing, they are equally applicable while writing a research article. The style, the choice of diction, the tools and techniques. Here on the screen, you have a general structure of a full article. May it be from sociology, political science, Hindi, English, literature, language, commerce, management. The points you see here: title, abstract, keywords. You first finalize your title of your research article. Again, it should be apt, attractive, catchy, unambiguous, clear, straightforward, direct. These are the features of a good title of a research article. Then below that you write abstract in single paragraph or 2 paragraphs. And below that the keywords, the concepts which form the part of your discussion in the research paper. After that, main text. See, remember this acronym is here. IMRAD. IMRAD is the acronym. From IMRAD, I is introduction, M is methods, R is results, and discussions. For all types of research papers, this acronym IMRAD explains the main body of your research paper. You should have introduction. Number 2, research methods. Below that, your results. Communicate, inform your results, and discuss how these methods or results were concluded with the help of the research methods. After IMRAD, you have your conclusions. If acknowledgements, this is acknowledgements is also again an optional element of research article. Then references or work cited and supporting material. This is the general structure of full article you publish in a journal. See, there is a difference in magazine and journal. Journals are more academic. They need a peer review process. We need to skip some part of this presentation. I should give some time for your questions. I had you can read this in presentation already. I hope this PPT is provided to you. See, writing a conference paper is different from a journal paper. How to choose a target journal? Ask these questions. Choosing the target journal. For each journal, there is the guide for the authors. The guide going through the guide for the authors is the first step, because for each journal guidelines are different. You go for Web of Science or Scopus Index journals or Elsevier journals or the journal like Nature. I should not talk about Nature because the only single publication in the journal like Nature is sufficient in the full career of 30 years. As the system demands, you go through why is language important, because the editors of the journals, they reject, they are not the proofreaders. There should not be a single grammatical mistake. There should not be spelling mistakes. Style, there should not be the mistakes of style. So language is important. Then other style, you revise your paper before you submit, and after submission, for different journals, the referees or peers, their speed varies tremendously between journals. And be tolerant, be patient. The editor will decide to accept with revision or reject. That's it. We conclude here. I thank you all the participants in this 14-15 day capacity building program on advanced research methodology for young aspirants of humanities and social sciences. The workshop organized jointly by Department of English, course coordinator Dr. Anuja Jadhav Madam, Dr. Gavhane sir, my friend Bhandare sir, Davne sir. I am thankful to you all. Before I call it a day, I wait for your questions. I wait for your doubts. I stop sharing and I wait for your questions. So Gavhane sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now the session is open for question and answers.
The session is open for question and answer.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Myself, Dr. Udayagiri Singh from Guru Nanak Khalsa College, Yamuna Nagar, Haryana.
Yeah.
सर, आपने बहुत इजी लैंग्वेज में बहुत सारी बातें आपने बताई हैं और मुझे नहीं लगता कि बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन आएंगे। एक चीज मुझे पूछना था कि जैसे अपन इसमें एमफिल या पीएचडी की जो है उसमें हम बिब्लियोग्राफी और रेफरेंसेस दोनों देते हैं। बट रिसर्च पेपर में हम केवल रेफरेंसेस देते हैं, बिब्लियोग्राफी नहीं।
यस यस।
व्हाई इट इज?
तो वही तो बेसिक डिफरेंस है। रिसर्च पेपर में चैप्टर्स नहीं होते,
राइट?
हाँ, और थीसिस में चैप्टर्स होते हैं। तो रेफरेंसेस ये डायरेक्ट रेफरेंसेस टेक्स्ट में होते हैं, वो दे आर एनलिस्टेड बिलो द चैप्टर, वो चैप्टर के नीचे दिए वाले होते हैं।
राइट।
पुराने रिसर्च आर्टिकल्स और थीसिस में फुटनोट्स थे, फुटनोट्स हर एक पेज के नीचे रेफरेंसेस देते थे। अभी हिंदी हो या इंग्लिश हो, लैंग्वेजेस और सोशल साइंसेस MLA स्टाइल शीट फॉलो करते हैं, मॉडर्न लैंग्वेज एसोसिएशन स्टाइल शीट। और अभी जो 8th 9th एडिशन है MLA का, उसी गाइडलाइंस के हिसाब से हम रिसर्च पेपर में रेफरेंसेस देते हैं जो कि डायरेक्ट होते हैं।
राइट।
और थीसिस में रेफरेंसेस हर एक चैप्टर के नीचे होते हैं और बिब्लियोग्राफी संदर्भ ग्रंथ सूची में या बिब्लियोग्राफी में
वो सबसे लास्ट में।
डायरेक्ट सबसे लास्ट में होता है। और बेसिक डिफरेंस ये होता है, बिब्लियोग्राफी के कुछ बुक्स इनडायरेक्ट रेफरेंसेस रहते हैं। अगर बुक्स में का डायरेक्ट कोटेशन आपने नहीं भी यूज किया तो भी वो किताब या वो पेपर आप वो लिस्ट में फर्दर स्टडी के लिए इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं
बिब्लियोग्राफी में।
यस, बिब्लियोग्राफी में। रेफरेंसेस में आप वही सोर्सेस इंक्लूड करेंगे जिसका आपने रेफर किया है पेपर या थीसिस में। लेकिन बिब्लियोग्राफी में आप जो रिसोर्स का यूज भी नहीं किया, डायरेक्ट यूज नहीं किया, आप फर्दर स्टडी के लिए वो किताब उसको भी आप एट द एंड अंडर द बिब्लियोग्राफी, अभी वेबिलियोग्राफी भी आ रहा है उसमें, वेब रिसोर्सेस के लिए वेबिलियोग्राफी भी आ रहा है।
राइट सर, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल ठीक बोल रहे हैं।
ओके, थैंक यू
सो नाइस,
थैंक यू।
बहुत इजी लैंग्वेज में और बहुत क्लियर कट, और आपकी प्रोनाउंसिएशन इंग्लिश की एक्सीलेंट सर, एक्सीलेंट। और वो बड़ी इजीली समझने वाली चीज थी। जनरली जो हिंदी भाषी होते हैं उनको अंग्रेजी जल्दी समझ में आती नहीं है, लेकिन आपकी जो इंग्लिश है वो बड़ी इजी समझने वाली थी।
थैंक यू। मुझे आई गेस्ड दैट यू ऑल, आप सभी डिफरेंट स्टेट से है, डिफरेंट फैकल्टी से और सब्जेक्ट से है। तो आई इनिशियली सेड, शुरू में मैंने मेरे गियर्स सेट किए थे कि किसके साथ सफर हो रहा है। तो आई एम थैंकफुल।
नो, आपने इंग्लिश में जरूर बोला, लेकिन वो बहुत कम अंग्रेजी इंग्लिश समझने वाले भी बहुत इजीली समझे, क्योंकि आप एक तो बहुत धीरे धीरे क्लियर कट एक्सेंट आपका इंग्लिश का मार्वलस है, बिल्कुल अंडरस्टैंडिंग वाला है। हाँ, तो ये बड़ा अच्छा लगा। और सभी ऑर्गेनाइजिंग टीम को भी कि ऐसे ऐसे आप जैसे बहुत अच्छे जानकार, डीप टू डीपर नॉलेज वाले जो हैं, विद्वान जो हैं, हम उनसे हमको मिलवाने का अवसर हमको प्राप्त किया है। इसके लिए ऑर्गेनाइजिंग टीम को भी बहुत बहुत बधाइयाँ, कांग्रेचुलेशन और साधुवाद।
थैंक यू। हाँ, एनी क्वेश्चन? हाँ, भंडारे सर, सचिन भंडारे।
Yes, sir. Yes.
Any question in the chat box or messages? I can see here Akshara, Krishna. Any questions? Manisha Ghogre, madam.
No, sir. No.
Okay.
No questions, doubts,
Queries?
now the session is Rajarshi Sahu Mahavidyalaya. Behalf of Rajarshi Sahu Mahavidyalaya, I express my sincere thanks to today's resource persons, Dr. Kamalakar Gavhane sir, for his valuable research-oriented speech. I am also thankful is all the participants for their active participations in today's session. And I am also thankful Department of English, Department of HOD, Dr. Anuja Jadhav madam, Dr. Bhandare sir, Dr. Gavhane sir, and all their colleagues. Thanks and all. Today's session is over. Thank you all.
Thank you.